What happens if this is there? Let's test the sensor. We stopped! No way! That's awesome! It printed everything. Oh, today we will not talk about pixels. The Saturn IV Ultra, it's very different. It's all about mechanics and being smart. New latch mechanism, new flip cover, new VAT, tilt release, lots of sensors, self-testing, AI camera, resin calibration on the printer. It's a lot. And the new tilt mechanism might have fixed a tiny thing that always puzzled me. The Saturn IV Ultra makes everything easier, but we can make it even better. I'm Everson, stick around and I will show you everything. Oh, it's not just an impression, it got bigger, but actually lighter. Super well protected, as always. Oh, here's where the Drip Bib came. So light, I almost threw it away by accident. It's useful. As usual, most stuff is packed inside. But pay attention, because I'm about to find true love at first sight. Is it in its box? Oh no, it's just its tools. We're not doing this. No, seriously, as someone who has its own share of failed resin 3D prints, I went straight for the thing that to me mattered the most. I loved the new latch. Just one hand, flat contact. Perfect every time. Elegoo says that we can just turn on and print. We'll do that. But let's first look side by side the Saturn III and the Saturn IV Ultra. It's so much bigger, right? There is a lot more going on inside. So let's go for printing. Printing before updating the firmware? Are you crazy? But that's fine. You connect to Wi-Fi and everything was fast. It updates the camera, updates the system. You need to turn off and on again a few times. Oh, and every time you turn on the printer, it performs a list of self-checks. And this is perfect. When you work with UV resins, if you have natural light, it is a good idea to block the sun. And this is the Drip Bib. Uncle Jesse came up with it. No, he didn't. But it's a catchy name, right? It's ugly, but it's super useful. Well, because of the tilt mechanism, if resin drips, it gets inside of the printer, so it makes lots of sense to have this protection. On the first 10 layers, the tilt movement is slower, and the tech sound is normal. It happens on every layer when the film releases from the part you are printing. Then it gets way faster. The build plate barely moves. The tray does the release job. And it has a funny phone sound. Elegoo, let's make it more fun. My first test print was ready. I almost forgot the bib. Thank goodness I got it before. Oh, that's why we have it. See? Then it was time for the washing station, and we got a surprise. Oh no, it doesn't fit. All right. The print quality is amazing, just like the Saturn III. It is the same screen. But remember that puzzling mystery I said? So, in all printers and all resins I used until now, on the topmost layers I always see these tiny holes, little bubbles. Go there, take your looks now and tell me in the comments if you found the holes on your prints. It's not just on the rooks, they happen in many models, on the last very top layer. I know it happens a lot because I see the forums, but the Saturn IV might have fixed it. the holes didn't appear at all or got very tiny. Now the question, is it another advantage of the tilt-release mechanism? Or is it the new PFA release film? Elegoo has something special here. Something that many people will like is the resin calibration, so you can test 4 different exposure times on a single print. When I did this here, I had to print one by one. Now you can set the times and the screen does it automatically. Well, the first time I did it wrong. Oh, I got only one. I thought it would replicate the model by itself. It doesn't. It just splits the screen in 4 and uses the times that you set for each corner. You need to create yourself a build plate with 4 copies of the model. But hey, it's on the printer. You don't need a separate software to make an exposure test anymore. I printed a plate with technical parts, many with just a small contact area. You send it to print over Wi-Fi and you don't need to do anything on the printer. If it has resin, it does everything. All the parts printed perfectly. And monitoring with the camera is... I want cameras in everything. It sees well in the dark, it's a good frame rate and low latency. It's very nice. I always wanted to install an exhausting tube, but how do you deal with a tube that is constantly moving with the cover? On the Saturn 4, the tube and the cover are separate things. Flip-up is way better, but I don't want to touch it with my resin sticky gloves. We can make it better. So I took a photo for reference, and in Fusion 360 I designed a handle for the lid. I did 2 sizes and this one looks better. I printed with filament because I like to use heated press inserts. I also printed a drilling guide. Perfect holes. Everything aligned. And this is the final result. Now you tell me in the comments if it makes sense, if you like it, or if it looks terrible. Not everything is new. The COB light source came from the Saturn 3. Collimated lens also came from the 3. Fresnel lens makes the light go up parallel. It feels so weird. It looks like wizardry. Both the Saturn 4 and Saturn 4 Ultra are super easy to use with all the sensors and automatic bed leveling. But camera, Wi-Fi and the tilt release mechanism you only get on the Ultra. Price-wise, it's the best resin 3D printer right now. If you want to buy a Saturn 4 and you appreciate my work, please use my affiliate links and I will get a commission. The price is the same for you. Thanks Elegoo for sending this printer for me to review. It is the easiest resin printer I used ever, and this thing will sell like crazy. I made a video comparing 2K versus 12K resin printing. The difference is so amazing. So just check it out, it's here. I'm Everson and thank you so much for watching.